That's my personal opinion on that. But Trump compares his January 6th crowd to audience for MLK's "I Have a Dream" speech. Wow. Donald Trump has long boasted about crowd sizes at his rallies, but on Thursday he used an unexpected comparison in making the case that he has the biggest draw, Martin Luther King Jr. "Nobody has spoken to crowds bigger than me," Trump said at his news conference at Mar-a-Lago. If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech was a great speech. And you look at ours, same real estate, same everything, same number of people. Trump responded to questions about whether he thought the end of his term could be considered a peaceful transition of power, even though it was marked by January 6th insurrection. As he has previously, Trump said the people who have been arrested as a result of the storming the Capitol have been treated unfairly. Then, unpromptedly, he compared his Stop the Steal rally before his protesters marched toward the Capitol to King's "I Have a Dream" speech, which was held on the National Mall. Trump acknowledged that official estimates put his crowd size smaller than King's, but he said he thought he had more people.
Bro, we've seen the pictures.
I mean,
first of all, I get tired of Republicans always talking about, well, Martin Luther King this, Martin Luther King that. Your family was happy when he got murdered. Yep. You know, assassinated.
Some Democrats were too. He had Dixiecrats back then.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? When Martin Luther King was when he got shot on that balcony, he was still alive. They drove him to the hospital, right? And the doctor refused to work on him. He said, "I'm gonna let that nigga die." And they held his nose while he was still breathing and stopped him from breathing. They killed him in the hospital.
Is that I heard that story too. You know what I mean?
I ain't lying. Fact check me.
I heard that story too, and but I'm not going to sign off on it. But I've heard that story though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's some.
Yeah, no, that's real shit.
At the same time, I know that his family also won either some kind of a settlement or something with the government in the 90s over the fact that the FBI,
the CIA,
had something to do with his death.
It was a lot. It was the FBI, the CIA, the ATF. They was all were involved.
Just name them all. DEA.
They were. I remember that. I was like, well, damn.
I mean, you know, like they more than likely they did. You know what I mean? But I mean, they said that Trump's official crowd size for that event was like 53,000. They said King's was like about 250,000. You know what I mean? So they have the footage from him. They have the pictures of it, everything.
Why is he so obsessed with crowd sizes?
Because he is obsessed with ratings, man. Remember when he was like, you remember that? He was like, I should have won the Tony or whatever award you get for a television show. He was like, it was rigged. That's when he first started his rig talk, way back in like 08 or 09, whenever that was, when he had his Apprentice show and he thought he should have won or whatever, and he didn't win. He was like, it was rigged. Then after that, he used it was rigged, and you guys just sucked it up, yucked it up. You know what I mean? Everybody.
So what are you going to feel like? Because they talked to a lot of his supporters, and like not all of them, but a lot of them are like, what do you think is going to happen if Donald Trump doesn't win? And a lot of them are like civil war.
I'm like this, man. I think that they're starting to come around a little. I'm gonna be real with you. I had a thought today. I was like, damn, you really think about it. His last 2 times that he's run for president, it's been some kind of amazing shit happen. Think about it. We had COVID happen right before he fucking ran in 2020. Now you got Joe Biden drop out the race at the last minute. Kamala Harris come in with a soaring, you know what I mean, like a soaring presidency. Everything looks good and perfect.
What about the first time he ran?
They didn't think he was going to win. They were like, what the fuck?
He didn't know. Remember, he came out, he was like, oh, snaps.
Hey, he didn't even want to win. Remember, he came out with the table. He had all his products on there. He had the steaks on there. He had everything. Like, what president have you ever seen come out with a table full of products, hawking his products? Like, look here. You know, so I got steaks.
He's so old and prideful. He's just like, I got to keep going.
You know what I'm saying? What it was, he was like, man, fuck it. If I got this big stage, I'm going to try to sell these products. I need to get some money because I'm not about to beat her. He said he didn't even think he was going to win. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? It's like everyone was just they felt so terrorized by him because they didn't like him and you had to see him every day. And for me, I just thought it was funny because I've been terrorized by America my whole life. And you have to laugh at shit like that or else it'll drive you crazy. So I thought every time I got on Twitter, I was like, ooh, a misspelled word. He's angry today.
Hey, man, it's good. If he wins, man, I hopefully, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen right now. It's still kind of very, very new. But to see if he does win, it's going to be a hell of a 4 years, man.
I